Hello, 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 all my phenomenal queens out there. How are you doing this morning? It is Twanna here, and today is day 6, right? So if you've been keeping up, you know that I've spent 6 days over, well, it was 6 different days, talking about my career transition tips and how you don't need to quit your job before you're ready to transition. Right. So while I wait for some of you to hop on, I just want to introduce myself. And I kind of got a cloudy voice this morning. It's an apple cider kind of morning. Apple cider. I love it. Hot apple cider. Definitely wets the throat. And it's a little chilly, right? And so I am. So just when you pop on, let me know that you can hear me. Okay. I am trying to go sans headsets this morning. So let me know if you can hear me, right? But yes, I actually, because it's kind of chilly, I got my little blanket. It's my fuzzy wuzzy blanket that I like to keep across my lap because I'm at that stage where up here is hot, but my legs and stuff are cold. So I like a little blanket to help me keep acclimated with my temperature, right? So I am Twanna Carter, and I am a career transition coach, and I help women overcome the fear and anxiety that comes with transitioning to a new career by empowering them to recognize and communicate their unique values. And I do that by instilling a deep sense of belief in their own strengths and abilities so that they can confidently and courageously create success on their own terms, and then as well to pursue a path of purpose that's meaningful to them. As I said a little bit earlier, this is actually day 6. Now, I didn't do it across 3 days. I think I left off Sunday. And so it's not total 6 days, but don't worry about where to find it because I got you covered. Beneath this, you should see all of the 5 previous days that I've talked about my tips for career transition. Because what I find when I talk to ladies is they feel like career transition means I got to quit now and be without a job. Or for some reason, people automatically think a career transition means they make less money, right? And so I covered some tips all throughout the week because that's not true, right? And I want to go over some of the other days that I cover. So day 1 actually started off, do you feel stuck in your job, right? And day 2 was considering a career pivot. And then day 3 was a career transition doesn't mean forgetting everything you've ever done. You don't walk away and drop all the knowledge and the skills that you've got. You bring that stuff with you. You take that with you through the career transition. And then number 4 is, does fear of financial stability keep you stuck? This is a big one. People will assume because they're transitioning, they're going to make less money or be without. If you do your planning right, not necessarily true, right? And then day 5, yesterday, was use, find, or create your supportive network. Your support network is extremely important. Whether they are giving you job leads, whether they're babysitting for you, watching the kids, giving you interview tips, letting you use them for as a hiring manager as you practice your interview tips. Those are all important when we talk about career transition tips. So today's tip, what are we talking about today? The last day in this series is take action to avoid analysis paralysis, overthinking, and overwhelm. Because some of you are probably like me, right? I like to have everything laid out in a plan, step 1, step 2, step 35, step 36, step 67, step 78. I'm a planner. I'm a planner by nature. I have anxiety. A lot of us tend to be planners by nature. But what I also know is that if you plan everything, you keep planning, keep researching, you're planning, you end up with analysis paralysis. You have so many plans. Hey, how are you doing? Let's see who that is over there. Let me do a refresh here so I can see, because it says Facebook user, so that means that somebody in my courage to transition your career. And that is a free Facebook group that I have for women. You can link to it down below. I do more lives and I just have a lot of different things in there. You don't have to miss any of that. Hey, Alexandria, thanks for hopping on. Yeah, thank you. And so let me go back to StreamYard. Yeah, because I'm trying to catch everybody's comments. As you hop on, go ahead and do a hashtag live. And that way it lets me know you were here. It lets me know you were live. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. As well, those of you who catch this on the replay as well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can drop hashtag replay down there, right? I do appreciate you all for joining me live or catching the replays. You guys are really supportive. And hopefully the information is useful. And I know some of you give me great feedback. But if you're listening to this video and something else pops up for you and like, I wonder this, I wonder that, I wonder what would happen if, give me suggestions for topics. I would love to do the research. If it's something I'm not quite sure about, I will definitely do the research and come back and let you know. And as well as point you to resources if that's what you're looking for. But yes, so today is about taking action to avoid analysis paralysis, because those of you that do it, you know that analysis paralysis ends up leading to overthinking. You overthink each and every step. And then that overthinking kind of sets up doubt. And you start doubting yourself. Well, I could make that decision, or I could make this decision, or I could make that one, or that one, or that one. And it's like, they all could be wrong. What if I'm wrong on all of those? Then we start overthinking. We get into overwhelm because we have so many choices of what we should do. Right? So I tell you this, after, right, you decide, I know the reason why I need a career change, because it's important to know why you're wanting to leave a career. I've had clients that come in and they were all set to just leave another job and go somewhere else. And we actually sat down and dug down into, got down beneath the surface and figured out it wasn't that they wanted to leave the company. They wanted to leave that supervisor. Or it wasn't that they necessarily wanted to leave the supervisor or the company. They just wanted to stretch their wings. They wanted a promotion. They wanted to learn something new in addition to what they were doing. So career transition doesn't always mean you quit one job and move to the other. Sometimes it's a transition within your organization, but you got to figure out who you are to get that done, right? What's the reason why you want to leave? But certainly once you determine why you want to leave and you determine what your skill sets are, what is your value? Your skill sets determine your value, right? That's how you have value, and you express that to an employer. That is how you have value. That is what gets you the dollars, right? If you understand your value by understanding what you bring to the table, that's what gets you dollars. Once you understand your values, you know what you want in a job, then you've done the job matching, and you've done this research, take action and do something, right? Do something. Otherwise, you will spin, just like on a hamster wheel, consistently doing more research, consistently finding out more information, but you never act on the information. So you're just on a hamster wheel, collecting more, doing more, collecting more, and doing more research. And then the next thing you know, you're overwhelmed and you get this analysis paralysis. You can't make a decision because you have too many things in front of you. So pick one thing and do it, right? If you know that, oh my gosh, I have two gaps. I want to do this job, but I have two gaps. Well, take action. Go find a class, take a class, do an informational interview, take action and do something. Don't consistently get more information, do more research, get information, get more research, because that'll put you on a hamster wheel and you don't really go anywhere. You really do have to take action and do something. It doesn't mean you need to take, that first action, take the biggest leap out the building that you could find, metaphorically speaking, right? So that action could be nothing more than searching LinkedIn. Let's say you decide you want to go to company XYZ. Well, then go, you research that company XYZ's website, but also find them on LinkedIn. Who are the CEOs? Who are the directors? Who are the HR managers? Friend those people on LinkedIn, follow them. Then look at what they follow. Look at their discussions. What do they talk about? What do they think is important? That's simple enough to do, And guess what? You can hold your job. You can hold on to your job and do this kind of research, right? Take action and find, okay, here's the person. Okay, when I get ready to submit my job application, I'm submitting it to this person. Well, who does she know? I have a premium LinkedIn subscription. So when I go in and I look at a company, it lets me know all of the people I'm linked to in that company. Oftentimes Capella is the biggest one. My PhD is from Capella, and there are a lot of Capella grads out there. And I've gone to some companies, it's as much as 126 Capella grads in that organization. So if you go out and research company XYZ, you may find a classmate you graduated from high school with working there. You never know until you take action to actually look, right? And I've also talked about edX.org and Coursera. Take a course, take 2, 3 courses, take enough courses to fill in your gaps. Immediately update your resume, because when you take classes, or you can do LinkedIn classes, when you take classes from there, they have the option of hitting the button, just a couple of clicks, and then automatically updating your LinkedIn profile with the courses you just took. Action, do something, and not just sit down and plan and think about what you're going to do. Physically take action, right? If you know someone who's doing what you want to do, set up an informational interview. Just set one up. It's great. You're not at jeopardy of anything. You're simply asking them information, and do have the questions you want to ask. It's only like a 20-25 minute interview, 15, 20, 25-minute interview. That's all an informational interview is. It's not an hour-long interview. It's literally asking someone for 15 to 30 minutes of their time. I've done a lot of these over coffee. We just pop up Starbucks, sit down, chit chat 15, 20 minutes, and it's done. You get the information you need and you go on, right? Those are action steps that you can take. Actually, something outside of your head. If you're like me, I'm an introvert, so I'm always living inside of my head. But I know that I have to take action to get things done. And that's what this last step is about today. What action can you take to move yourself forward, right? Certainly, networking is one of those. Job searching is an action. Again, I talked about the informational interview. Just do something. And even with job searches, go ahead and set that up on automatic pilot. Especially like if you're looking for a federal government job in the United States, you can go to USA Jobs and you can set up the job search. They just come to you every day or every week, however many times you want, right? When they come, then your other action is to go down. When you get a match, go down, check that job out. Where is it? How much money does it pay? What skill sets do they say you need? How do you match up? Complete the job application and then hit the button. That is what I mean by action. You got to do something, because one action begets another and then another and then another. And the next thing you know, you're rolling. And this you can all do before you ever leave your current job. Because I know for a lot of you, it's scary to think that I'm going to have to leave my current job. Like now, before I career transition. No, you prepare while you have a job and then you go. Now, for some of you, it's not possible. For instance, when I was working on my master's degree for counseling, I had to quit a full-time job and get an interview. Now, I did get a part-time job. It's just a student job, about 20, 25 hours a week. But I also spent 2.5 years preparing for that, because I knew I had to leave a full-time job. I have 3 kids I take care of, right? So I knew it just wasn't, I wasn't going to be able to quit and not do anything. So I set that up, and I talk about it in finances, how I set mine up. I started 2.5 years out, actually 2 years out, maybe 18 months. But by the time I got to quitting that job to start an internship, debt was paid down, credit card debts were paid down, things were paid down, and it was a lot easier to manage without a full load of, financial responsibilities. And then I went making minimum wage at a job that I can only work about 20, 25 hours a week. It is possible to do, ladies. You just have to plan it out and act. That's what today is all about. I can't say that enough. Act. You've probably seen it before if you're in my group. Action changes things. It does change things, and it gets you out of analysis paralysis, or actually avoids it. If you act, you can avoid analysis paralysis. You can avoid overthinking. right? And then you avoid being overwhelmed, because when we overthink and you have analysis paralysis, you get overwhelmed, then the fear and anxiety builds up, and that's what just kind of leaves you stuck another day, another week, another month in a job that you really don't want to be there anymore, right? And when you walked in, it may have matched your purposes, but job environments change. They do change. They don't stay the same. They do change. And that's why you should at all times go through these 6 career steps. You're preparing yourself when it's time to make that move. You know, I had a client that was kind of sort of looking for another job and got a call from someone and said, "Hey, here's a job that's open. I think it matches your skills very well. You should consider, applying." She got the job and said, "No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think I'm ready for this." And I was like, "You know what? I read let's read it together. Here's a position description. So how do you line up? What are your skill sets? What do you bring to the table?" What she brought to the table was every single skill they were looking for, every last one of them. Again, she was kind of sort of thinking about changing, but I don't know. But when this job came, and we looked at her transferable skills, her skill sets, we're like, "Yeah, I think you can do this. You can do this." She applied for the job and got it. So career transition is a process, but it's not always a 2-year process. Like for me, it was when I got my master's degree, because I had to finish all the training, and then I had to do an internship. But sometimes it's like that. Her transition was about a month or so, and she had a new job. So it's not always a long, process, but it can be, depending on how much training you need to pivot into a new career. Obviously, if you are, say you're in corporate and you're going in to teach, that could be a long process. It could be. Anything that needs a license or a certification, those tend to be a little bit longer when it comes to preparation, because they're written rules. You have to have this. For instance, as a counselor, I had to have a license. So it meant I had to have a master's degree in counseling in order to get my license. So that's the longest period for a career transition I've ever done, was 2.5 years. Others, not so much. You don't have to train that long. So it's about knowing what skills you have, knowing the job, all the stuff about the job, all the information you need to know, all the details, and then taking action once you have the details, instead of going, "Well, I just need one more thing. Okay, I found that out. I just need 2 more things. I found that out." Because that's what leads to analysis paralysis. And then the overwhelm and the overthinking, right? So if you have enjoyed these series, do give me a thumbs up. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed the series. Now, if you've missed some of the series, I got you covered, because again, I have listed all of them below. I've listed every single last one of them, and you can actually view them at your leisure. I've got the links there. And as well, if you're out there and you're not a member of my Courage to Transition Your Career, it is a free Facebook group for women. I also have that link there, because you will miss some good stuff if you're not a member, right? But you don't have to miss the good stuff, right? You do not have to miss that good stuff. It is all there for the taking. Again, it is free to join. There's no membership fees or anything like that. And I do more trainings. I do visualizations. I have freebies. I have offers. I have all sorts of things in that group that is helpful for you. So again, if you have enjoyed the series or found that this is helpful, give me a thumbs up and let me know, right? I want to see what you're thinking out there. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of moments, because I know that this is a 10 to 20 second lag between this and Facebook and StreamYard. So I am just going to peep around, go to because I always have a couple of screens open. And there's Alex. I'm going to say hi to Alexandria. So absolutely. And again, those of you who catch me on the replay. Okay, so Tiffany says, thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany says she has enjoyed the series. Now, Tiffany, have you been able to watch each one of those? You got a couple you're going to go back and catch up on. I think it's a lot easier, I put all the links there, so it's just a lot easier for you to get a hold of. You kind of click each one as you go down the list, right? So I'm going to pop back over to StreamYard. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, ladies. So hopefully this has been helpful. And I'm going to do another set. I'm going to come up based on what you told me. I'll come up with some more. And I think I know I talked about limiting beliefs in my group. I talked about limiting beliefs yesterday, and there is a free ebook. Those ladies of you in the group, I have the link out there where you can go get that free ebook. Are limiting beliefs holding you back? Yes, they do actually. And again, a limiting belief is anything that keeps you from accomplishing that of which you're well able to accomplish. Keeps you from being successful. It holds you back from happiness. But I have a ebook out there. It's a wonderful ebook that shows you how to go through step by step to resolve those limiting beliefs, right? Because once you resolve them, you can take the action that you need to get ahead. So, ladies, I'm going to check one more time. So Tiffany says I have to go back and catch up. Yeah. So I've got those links right there for you, Tiffany. And I think it'll be just a lot easier for you to click the days that you missed. And as you're catching the replay, drop a hashtag replay and then let me know your comments as well as things that you'd like to see me talk about. I'll take those suggestions too, whether you drop it on the video itself or you can even send me a message. You can DM me if you don't really want to put it out there. DM me because I get that sometimes because people, their jobs are sensitive and they don't want a current supervisor to know they're trying to leave. I get that a lot. And so I'm very open to you sending me a DM and letting me know your thoughts, right? And if you don't need for me to say who gave me this idea, let me know that too, because I won't mention your name, but I will do a live on that subject. All right, ladies. So I do thank you for being here this morning, and I am going to sign off and say bye-bye, ladies. Again, if you're not a member of my Facebook group, Courage to Transition Your Career, go ahead and click the link and join today. Take care, ladies. Bye-bye.